Can India trust Tariq Rahman?
I think that's quite a loaded question, actually. I think, first of all, I was there in Bangladesh in those years when Begum Khalida Zia was the Prime Minister and Tariq Rahman ran Hawa Bhavan. It was a huge issue in that time. It was very, very big. I mean, nothing happened without Hawa Bhavan. Um, I think that the closeness of Pakistan in those days to the regime in Bangladesh was very, very prominent, very prominent. They were very closely involved with the prime ministership of Begum Khalida Zia, with the army. They were always very interested in the Bangladesh army. They even uh, placed a control on promotions, etc. A lot of, I mean, a lot of aspects. So I think from this influence of Pakistan during the 5-year term of Begum Khalida Zia, I can conclude that this influence will have continued during the 17 years that Tariq Rahman was in London. I do not see Pakistan as a person, once they get somebody, as being of interest to them, then that person stays with them, they sort of. So this is a point that does come to mind right now. But then we also know that Pakistan is very close to Jamaat-e-Islami, that Jamaat-e-Islami is described as the B team of Pakistan in Bangladesh. So I think you then come to the conclusion that what is it? Is it BNP? Is it Jamaat? Who is it? And then you say, okay, maybe like will it be something like a friendly fight? Because then you see that in the month of June of this year, Mohammed Yunus went to London and had a meeting with Tariq Rahman. And since then, the formula of Mohammed Yunus as president and Tariq Rahman as prime minister and the Amir of Jamaat-e-Islami as deputy prime minister, this has been there. But obviously, this also shows a great, influence because Yunus and Jamaat are very close to each other. I think out of all this, I will only come up with one thing that
Okay.
have to go for free, fair, and inclusive election. Even Tariq Rahman, as he has come back, I don't know whether he was happy with the number of people who came there yesterday to the thing. His speech was quite short. It was actually very, it
Madam,
was
he should
very.
be happy that it was at least peaceful, not something what happened to Benazir Bhutto in Pakistan.
Yes, yes, the first day, yes, yes. No, there was said to be about 4,000 policemen on duty yesterday. Yes, no, that's true, that's true. But I think that in all of this, if Tariq Rahman, I think he should be interested in
Okay.
democracy. So if he supports free, fair, and inclusive election, this is crucial. Then I think Bangladesh will be well back on the road of democracy, peace, and
Okay.
stability.
Okay.
This I think is something that he had to think about and support.
Okay. Subir, your opening comments. Can this man be trusted? Because yesterday, I had a sore throat. I couldn't, I was not able to do a sort of a live show on him. And I was just thinking there was euphoria, there was a live commentary. And I was just thinking, reading backwards, words like the Dark Prince, Habawan decision making, going back. And I realized that, today he's being touted as a hero, but, how was he treated and perceived in 2001 to 2006 is something that should be brought to light, discussed.
Well, as they say, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. In 2001, 2002, we were very welcoming. India was extremely welcoming. The Vajpayee government was very welcoming of Tariq Rahman when he came to Delhi after his mother became prime minister. And there was an attempt, and Brajesh Mishra used to say this, that he was the NSA, that we can't put all our eggs in one basket in Bangladesh. And therefore, whoever gets elected, we deal. So BNP came to power, and we were quite welcoming of Tariq Rahman. He came to Delhi. He met a number of Indian big industrialists, discussed, investment possibilities, etc., etc. And then what happened? Towards the middle of, in 2004, we got 10 trucks of weapons illegally landing in Chittagong meant for the Alpha. And everyone knew that the people who were involved in it, Major General Razakul Haider Chaudhary, Abdul Rahim of NSI, they were all Hawa Bhavan's people. They're all involved in that. And then, of course, India woke up to the fact that we have been very welcoming of the prince, Hava Bhavan or whatever you call it. And then this is what we got. And that is when India decided that discretion is the better part of valor and this man cannot be trusted. Now, this time, please remember, that was a government in which the BNP was in alliance with Jamaati-e-Islami. So Jamaati-e-Islami was very much involved. The jetty in which the weapons were to land or did land in Chittagong was exclusively under the industry department. And who was the industry minister at that point of time? Motiur Rahman Nizami, the famous Jamaat leader. So, they were hand in glove and they were dealing with. So suddenly India woke up to the fact that we have been we've been very nice to this person. In fact, Veena knows there was a particular RAW officer who was extremely friendly to Tarique Rahman. Tariq would buy the paintings of made by his wife. I don't want to name him, but Veena definitely knows what I'm talking about. All these things, and then you have this Chittagong 10 trucks arms, and Paresh Barua is sitting in GEC More Hotel Harbour View. I'm giving you specifics, okay? When I talk Bangladesh, I talk specifics. And then, India wakes up to the fact that this man cannot be trusted. Now, I would imagine that now that there is a feeling that BNP can get elected on its own, and Yunus is close to Jamaat, Yunus is hobnobbing with Jamaat, and, it may be that Tariq really needs. My friends in the Awami League are warning me that you quote Tariq, but at your own risk. He will be nice to India until the elections are over. Once he's elected and on his own steam, you will see his true colors. Now, I don't want to, preclude anything, and I don't want to. As I said, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Let's see if BNP comes to power. It's not so easy. The BNP, like the Awami League, is a mass party where there are 2-3 candidates eaching for, a nomination for the same seat. And, there are a lot of internal problems within the BNP as well, which Tariq Rahman, overnight, he has come here, he cannot handle it, okay? Many people have paid money to get nominations and all these things. But point is, if he is elected and on his own steam, because there is a possibility that once elections are over, you talked of the friendly fight, there may be a proposal of a national government in which, even though the Jamaat may have lost the election, they may be taken in. So, all kinds of possibilities are there. But as I said, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. We'll have to see and watch. But one thing is true. India has been talking, Randir Jaiswal has been talking of inclusive election. I don't understand how can there be inclusive election in Bangladesh without the Awami League? Can there be inclusive election in India without the Congress? Just because the Congress is not in power, can you say Congress should be banned, Congress should be out? If there are leaders against whom there are cases, it's a different thing. If you have a criminal case, whoever it is can't fight election. But as a party, you cannot throw the biggest mass party out of the election and then claim everything is fine, everything is hunky-dory. You just can't say that. So this election is less than fair. It's conducted by a caretaker, by a interim government. There is no provision for interim government in the Bangladesh constitution on which Yunus has taken oath. This is not just an election. There is a referendum tagged to it. Is there any provision for a referendum in Bangladesh constitution? Answer is no. So both these exercises are illegal, and then this is not an inclusive election because Awami League is not there. But if this election brings back stability to Bangladesh, God bless Bangladesh.